All right, keep that going right now. Make it real loud for Ian Johnson.
What's up, you guys? How we doing tonight? Shit. As you can tell, I'm bald. But it definitely has its downsides, aside from the obvious of drying up vaginas. But I feel like being bald with a goatee and a bunch of tattoos can be a bad look. I feel like it gives off white supremacist vibes. But then you hear the liberal shit that comes out of my mouth and they're like, oh, he's not a Nazi. He's a soy boy beta cuck. Got it. There are some positives, though, to being bald, believe it or not. I no longer have to pay for haircuts. It takes a lot less time to get ready for things. And I think it's made people stop pointing out my weight. Because back when I had hair, people told me all the time how skinny I was, but once I started shaving my head, it kind of came to a stop. And I can only assume it's because when you see somebody this skinny with a bald head, you tend to think they're terminally ill. Nobody wants to be that guy that points out your weight and you have to tell them it's because you're dying. Granted, I'm not dying, but if that's what people need to think in order to stop wrapping their fingers around my wrists, then so be it. I can tell you love to point that shit out, though. Middle-aged white women. Back when I was a server, I'd be spewing off drink specials and they'd just cut me off and be like, oh my goodness, you're just so skinny. How much do you weigh? Probably less than you, and I bet you're not happy about that either. While we're asking rude questions, how much do you weigh? Or better yet, how old are you? Because I'm noticing some gray hair and some crow's feet. Just a question, you stupid bitch. With that being said, I've cried after sex. Just once. It's not a reoccurring issue that I have. And if you're thinking that I cried after sex is like the sex was bad, that wasn't the reason. Sex was bad, just wasn't the reason why I cried. And if you're wondering why the sex is so bad, I'll break it down to 3 reasons. Keep in mind, this is our first time meeting each other, and she thought it'd be appropriate to ask me to pull her tampon out for her. And yes, I did give it the old... She then tried to put her finger on my ass multiple times after explicitly telling her not to. She even hit me with a, oh, come on, not even a finger. I'm like, first of all, how much do you plan on putting in there? Secondly, I don't want a grain of rice going in my ass, so I'm good, thank you. But then to really put the cherry on top, she brought up my mom during sex. Twice. I didn't think I was going to be able to come, but thank God she brought up my mom. But after I miraculously finished, like a true gentleman, I immediately rolled over and checked my phone. And I saw there was a text from my dad to me and my siblings telling us our dog died. And this wasn't an old dog to where we saw this coming. Nope, it was a young dog in her prime years that got a hold of rat poison, began to bleed out of her mouth and ass, and she had to be put down. I read that and I started to cry. And I shit you not, I start crying, I swear to God, even though I don't believe in him. I start crying and she looks at me and she goes, was the sex really that bad? And I look at her with my dumb crying face like, no, my dog died. You know what her fucking response to that was? Ah, it's gonna be okay. It's just a dog. Just a dog. The only people who say it's just a dog are people who never grew up with one or were never told they were loved as a child. And in her case, I'm thinking it's both. But I do keep her around on social media, just in the slim chance that she posts that her mom died. Just so I can jump in the comments and be like, it's gonna be okay. It's just your mom. Stupid bitch. Nah, but I am pretty bad at sex. At least the first time around. You know, because I'm a guy who just eats and breathes anxiety. So just know that the first time, the only thing going through my head is she enjoying this? Am I satisfying her needs? Did she actually come, or is she just saying that? I don't really care if she comes, but just know if you come back the second time around, I would assume that I've done something right, and you know, the confidence will build, the sex will be better from there. And I understand that's a really shitty sales pitch. Like, hey, if you buy this product, you're gonna fucking hate it. But if you buy it again, I guarantee you're gonna love it. What I'm trying to say is my dig's like an abused shelter dog. Now, it's going to be a little shy and timid at first, but if you're willing to put in the time and the patience, it can be your best friend. All right, thank you so much, you guys. Love you.